Hi, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So today we're going to grab a collective message. I already shuffled the cards, set the intention, and called in protection. So let's get right into your messages for today. Let's find out what the energy is and what it is you need to be aware of. So we have the hazel tree and the cedar of Lebanon. Let me let you see that. This is what the hazel tree looks like. Okay. And this is what the cedar of Lebanon looks like. Okay. Okay, so right off the bat with the hazel tree here, this is a tree in nature, in the spiritual, that represents boundaries. Boundaries in the mundane, but boundaries spiritually as well. So with it coming out here with the cedar of Lebanon, it's like I'm getting that many of you are going to have decisions to make. We had a reading recently that spoke about discernment. And so the boundaries that are energetically needing to be set up in the mundane and the spiritual are boundaries for you to decide if something is, how I'm hearing it is, if something is even worth your time. Like, you don't have to get caught up in every situation. Is it something that's beneficial to you? For many of you, there are gonna be instances, things that come up that are going to want to dissipate your energy, because basically I'm not going to say it has nothing to do with you. You have to be very discerning about your energy. Of course, you want to help everyone, especially if you resonate with my collective. It's like love is your energy, right? And that's all cool and dandy, that you have that higher vibration of love and wanting to see everyone do well, right? And that's because most of you are very balanced and tapped in with your divine feminine energy, that energy of having care and compassion for others. But it's like many of you are having a new beginning. This energy has been coming up. It was present in the last reading or two, and it was speaking about your new beginning. So with your new beginnings, it's like there are going to be people that are coming around, or situations, take it as it resonates. And you're going to have to decide, use your discernment about these situations and getting your energy involved. It's not that every situation that comes up, especially as you're becoming something new or creating something new, because as I said, many of you have some newness, some new projects, some new relationships, some new travel. I just heard newness, new things are coming up within your energy field. So you're going to want to be aware of things that want to dissipate your energy, not becoming caught up in ideas and situations that really have nothing to do with you. Even though right here at the bottom of the deck, we have card number 7, leaping in love. Many of you leap in love. You leap to help others. You want to see others have the best that they can. Recording will soon stop. So I was saying, basically what I'm hearing for some of you, and I don't mean to sound crass when I say it, but basically MYOB, mind your own business. If you're not taking care of your own business and personal needs first and setting proper boundaries, then you could get caught up in the wave of someone else's tsunami. You have to decide if your mental and emotional boundaries, where they lie, particularly when you're dealing with other people. You see, you guys right now are at a phase, for those that are resonating with this message, where you're opening presents. This is what that newness is all about. So as you're having wings of light and becoming something new, your wings of light are growing. Things are opening up for you. I'm hearing like gifts and presents. And so there's going to be others that see you with these gifts and presents. And I see 33 is 6, 42 is 6. 6 and 6. That's that balance, that harmony. And there are going to be some that see you and they're going to be like, well, you're balanced. You got harmony. You got all these gifts and everything that's coming in. Why can't you share the wealth? And don't get I can't think of the word that I'm hearing right now, but don't let guilt basically get you into something that you really don't have to be a part of. Don't let it try to shame you into doing something that you've set boundaries against, or boundaries for, confirmation, boundaries for, energetically and spiritually. It's not that you're not a giver, but it's not every time you need to say yes. Like, no is a complete sentence, and it's not a negative one either. Even with parents, if you think about that, right? You have children. Do you always say yes to your children? And what I'm seeing right now is like some of you have done that. You're going to have friends, you're going to have family members, and they know you're a very giving person. They expect actually for you to give. And because some of you are going to say no for certain things, you're going to be made out to be the bad guy or the bad girl. Because you actually set boundaries. It's like, who are you to set boundaries? You always say yes. Why are you not saying yes now? You always do this for me. You always go here. You always have time to listen to me. You always answer your phone. Why aren't you answering your phone for me now? You have to decide. There are going to be so many things, because some of you have new projects, new things that are going to need your attention, that are going to need you to focus. And if you're not focusing on what needs to be taken care of because you're attending to someone else's situations that they are fully able to take care of, they're just used to you being that shoulder to lean on, that listening ear, that pocket that's so deep. Take it where it resonates. It's okay to just be still and not move. And when it's okay to allow the stillness, meaning you're so used to being the one to move, the one to take action. Someone calls, you answer. Someone needs something, you do your best to supply it. Someone, whatever. Sometimes you got to be still and just listen for the guidance. Is this something you're supposed to actually involve yourself in? Because sometimes it's okay to allow others to accept struggle as lessons. If they don't go through the thing for themselves, how do they gain the wisdom, the knowledge, the insight about how to overcome that thing? If you're always the person that bails them out, then when do they ever gain the strength and clarity to bail themselves out of that, is what I'm getting here. It's not always your... What? You're not their savior, I just heard. So you're being encouraged to trust your instincts, okay? Let your consciousness guide you towards making the right decisions, especially if you're facing difficulties yourself, or you're having challenges, and these challenges for you don't have to be necessarily a bad thing. The challenge could be just that something's new for you. You have new things coming in, new gifts, new presents, and sometimes you have to move in a way where now you're allowing these gifts. You're allowing this newness now so that it becomes something that's familiar to you. But in that process, you need your focus. You need your gifts. You need your energy. And you can't, nope, we don't say can't. And you'll have to discern where your energy will be most beneficial. Some of you are definitely in this energy of creation at this time. These are things that you've been dreaming about, and it's like the divine is saying they're coming forward. But as these situation, things, people, even for some of you that you've been dreaming about, these presents are coming forth, will you be able to have the energy to move forward with your creations if you've dissipated your energy by being all up in somebody else's business? Not a bad thing to want to share the joy that you have. And I'm getting that most see you as a joyful person. That's why they're going to come to you. Yes, share the joy. Share the laughter. Share the love. Love is your energy. In the process of sharing that joy, there is still this need for healthy boundaries. Knowing that you are steadfast and grounded, just as some of the biggest trees in the forest, and that's the cedar of Lebanon here. The cedar of Lebanon is one of the biggest trees in the forest. It's very sturdy. So some see you as big energy, I just heard. Very sturdy. But even the cedar of Lebanon goes through phases of stillness when the winter comes. Many of you are just coming out of your winter season and you're coming into spring where your leaves are blossoming and blooming again. And as this is happening, you have to allow the cycles to progress as they will. As your leaves, your blooms, your fruit are coming in, if they're picked before they're ripe, meaning that others are coming in to take from your energy or need your attention, then you don't have the nutrients to give to the fruits for the things that you're developing. Do you get where I'm going with that? We don't pick fruit before it's time because more times than not, it's not going to be as sweet as it could be, or even ripe. And some fruit, if you eat when they're not ripe, could be very detrimental to your digestive system. So I said all of that to say that even with plants, we prune them back in the winter so that they can, and some plants overwinter. But when the spring comes, when your springtime, and this is your springtime, with open your presence here and joy, that energy of love, share it with others, but know your boundaries. Because you still need to be able to have enough energy to put into your projects, to put into yourself, to not have it dissipated. That's one of the reasons that in gardening that certain plants you trim off the extras, especially like if you're doing melons, right? You take off when they're starting to to flower, you cut off certain flowers so that the energy, and for you guys, the love energy, can go to where it's necessary to grow the other plants. So like, it's like if there's too many of the little tendrils that grow off of it, you have to cut some of them down so that the energy, the nutrients, can be concentrated to a select number of fruit. Hope you guys can get where I'm going with that. And it's making and it's coming in clearly to you. It's like if you have too many of those fruit and you haven't pruned it back, then it's a struggle for any of them. You will get a bunch of very small, sometimes not sweet, bitter tasting fruit. So you got a large yield, but they're not the cream of the crop. It's kind of mediocre. Do you want your projects, the things that you're focusing on, your gifts, your presents, to come out mediocre? Or do you want them to be the cream of the crop? If you want the cream of the crop, the divine is saying, set boundaries. Use your spiritual strength and trust your instincts. Let your consciousness guide you, and know that you are making the right decisions, even if it's difficult to say no to those you care about, because it is difficult. When you care for someone, you want to be there for them. You want to care for them. You want to give. You want to help. But again, it came out discernment. Now, I don't take these cards upside down. Not usually. But I did notice that it fell out in the reverse. So it's like, if you're not using your discernment, then are you developing the skills to distinguish love from fear? Because love is your energy. And are you going to tap into that love vibration, or are you going to do things out of fear? And how do you know you're doing it out of fear? You're doing it out of fear because you don't want them to be upset with you. You're afraid they're not going to whatever, like you, they're going to judge you, they're going to be mad at you. Are you going to move in fear, or are you going to move in love? Sometimes saying no is moving in love, because you're then allowing them to tap into their wisdom, their own inner wisdom. Now, I'm not saying be an asshole and just be like, nope, I got my gifts, I'm doing this, these my... No, it's not about that. It's not about that. No, this is about discernment. This is also about knowing your boundaries. I get this energy that many of you... What? People see you as the go-to person. You're the go-to girl. You're the go-to guy. You got the energy. You got the love. You got the money. You got the whatever. So they're not going to be used to you saying no. Are you going to be okay with using your spiritual strength and setting boundaries? Or do you move in fear because you're afraid of how they're going to feel? So you say yes, even when you really mean no. It's okay to be fearless and stand strong. It may not be easy, especially when you've been devoted and committed to these people, especially if they see you as a sage, a wise, knowing person, a wise one. But this is going to allow you to grow within this current situation and them to grow within this current situation. We have cycles. There are cycles when you're always going to be the gift, opening the present, meaning others can always come to you. And there are going to be cycles where You're going to have to be still and not move. And this may cause for you to have to put up protection. Protecting your emotions, because you're going to feel, some of you may feel bad about having to tell certain people no. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You still have to tap into that inner strength and have confidence to be fearless and stand strong. As you're being fearless and standing strong, you don't have to be hard or harsh about it. It can come from a divine feminine essence where you're still being caring and compassionate. Showing true care and compassion sometimes is allowing people to figure it out on their own. Just like your child. You want to catch them every time they're starting to walk, and you don't want them to fall down. But until they learn to balance on their own 2 feet, they don't get to walking. So you want to do it for them, but you can't. And this is a part of the wisdom that's coming forth. Some of you, and this is ancestral wisdom. So for some of you, this is going to be family. But this is also allowing them to go through the cycle so that they're able to tap into the ancestral wisdom for themselves. It's like you've already done the work. And now in order for them to have the concept of where you are, what's happening, the concept of growth, the concept of evolving, you may need to tap into your spiritual strength. And also this is going to allow them to tap into their spiritual strength, to trust the wisdom that's coming from the ancestors, to develop in these concepts with the tree of life here, life for themselves. To gain that spiritual strength like a cedar of Lebanon, to strengthen their connections with the hearing from the ancestors, with the wisdom that comes forth from the ancestors. It's also going to teach them how to purge out what is not wisdom. Do you see the owl here? And some of you may be in the energy of purging as well. When you say no, this will truly allow for some of you to see the true character of others, to see them spiritually instead of with the heart, to see where their heart is. Okay, so what am I saying? Like, I knew this person, and he was a father, and he was speaking of how he would give his daughter everything, like he never told her no. And the one time he said to her no for something, she literally, and this is her father, cursed him, like profanity. And he'd never said no to her. Even though it hurt him, he had to purge that connection. Some of you may find yourself purging certain connections. This is going to take spiritual strength for you as well. Because for some of you, you've never said no to certain people. And take it as it resonates. What? Okay, so I just got, some of you also are not used to hearing no. Take it as it resonates. Put the energy where it goes. Okay? Confirmation. Okay, either way, whatever is coming up, This is going to strengthen your mental abilities in allowing you to creatively get over these lessons, accept these lessons, purge these lessons, and fearlessly stand strong. No matter which side of the coin you're on, whether you're the person that's having to say no or you're the person that's receiving the no. The wisdom here is to be able to set boundaries, respect boundaries, and tap into your spiritual strength is what I'm getting here. And that's a concept that is not widely used and or known in today's society. People don't tend to know boundaries, respect boundaries, or put up boundaries, even healthy boundaries. This seems to be the word for 2024, healthy boundaries. I don't know. I mean, and I get it, because even on a world level, when they want you to do something, they'll give you a fear tactic. So like they create a virus, H1N1, bird flu, whatever. And don't tell me these viruses aren't created, because you can go and see where there are certain patents for these viruses. And a lot of times they say they're creating in order to create a vaccine, you actually have to give a person the actual disease that you're vaccinating them against. Take this as it resonates. I'm not trying to get anyone to believe any certain way, or do your own research so that you know for your own self. My whole point for saying that is that when some want you to move in a certain direction, they tend to use fear tactics so that they can kind of steer your thought process in a certain direction. So they don't respect your boundaries of allowing you to choose. They kind of want to force you into a certain lane. And because that's the way that most things are done within this matrix, that's how a lot of us have been programmed to move. And so decoding that program and recoding yourself is not always easy to set healthy boundaries if that hasn't been the protocol. So it's like many of you are coming into setting new protocols within relationships, within the way you move within the world, in society, and with yourself. Boundaries has not always been the thing that we've known to do. Not even with children today. Many of you, the moment we have spiritual maturity here at the bottom, the minute they cry for a cell phone because we've made them the new babysitters, you give over to it. You don't even hold your own boundaries because you'd rather them just be quiet and stay out of your hair. I mean, I'm channeling messages right now. Don't take offense. And if you take offense to it, maybe you should ask yourself why. We have rejection here. Some of you may reject what you have just heard. And even that within itself, rejection is not always an easy thing to do. Rejecting certain ideas that you've been programmed with, that's not the easiest thing. If your mama did it and your grandmama did it and your mamas did it, then that's just how we do it. But you never questioned why. Ooh, don't do that. We're gonna step on some toes if I say that. But you said I got on bedroom slippers, so it's okay to step on the toes? Okay, well, look. Some of us study religion, but you never asked yourself why, and you never even did any research. It's just that your grandmama did it, and her mama did it, and your mamas did it, but you never asked yourself, why do you believe what you believe? Did you ever even do any research about where the books and the things that you read and where it came from? I'm going to leave that where it's at and come on up out of that. I've done that. See? Now, some of you are going to have when you say no, or they're going to feel rejected. And when that rejection energy comes, they may feel like the victim. For a lot of you, this is going to be people you consider family, people who are close to you, people who you consider tribe. No one really likes to be rejected. Rejection is not an easy process. But I get this energy with this age of Aquarius. A lot of people are going to be rejecting certain ideas that have just been laid out in front of you. It's just been expected of you to do. Within family for some of you, within society, within religion, within business. This is the way it's always been done. This is the way this is the business. This is how we do it. We're family, and that's the way the family business runs. And you just want to elevate the family business, and they're just like, nah, we don't do it like that. Grandpa said do it like this. Grandpa didn't have technology like we have today. Only you can decipher that. Maybe it is still better to go with Grandpa's ideas. Only you can use your discernment to decipher that. But many of you are coming into your spiritual technology. You're tapping into these gifts, and you're not playing the victim or are going to allow anyone to victimize you for using these gifts. You're tapping into your spiritual maturity, and you're moving forward is what I'm getting here. And that's the present for many of you. You feel like it's a gift. And you're finding your inner peace about it. And this is creating this energy of abundance. There's going to be some, when you reject their ideas and take action on your own, we have divine feminine and divine masculine here. When you start this new beginning, divine feminine, in a caring, compassionate, nurturing way, and then move forward to take action with your divine masculine person for some of you, but your energy for others of you. Transformation, card number 32, 5 here. Moving towards spiritual maturity, card number 37, spiritual awareness. Some are going to feel rejected. And it's still going to be necessary for you to tap into your inner strength and be fearless and stand strong. To be devoted and committed to your path, to what you're choosing, to love being your energy, and even accepting the struggle of saying no, the struggle for those of you who it's going to be difficult to set a boundary for. It may be a struggle to implement these concepts. Purging some things out that you've always done. We have the Amazonite crystal here. And this crystal is assisting with the electromagnetic energy in the air. It can assist you in purging out a lot of the electromagnetic energy. And for a lot of you, this is necessary because in your dream time, some of you still may be feeling a little antsy, or there's something that happened. Okay, so you know when there's a lot of EMF, electromagnetic frequencies in the air, it can disrupt your nervous system. It can disrupt your sleep. And electromagnetic energy in the air, it can be caused by various things. So many cell phones, we sleep with our cell phones near us. We have Wi-Fi, microwaves, so many things. So when there's an excess of EMF, electromagnetic frequencies around you, it can disrupt your body. It can disrupt your mind. It can disrupt your sleep as well. So the Amazonite came out here as a crystal to inform you that it can assist you as a crystal that acts as a filter for those pollutions. The Amazonite is also the color of the throat chakra, and it opens up the throat and the heart chakra. So some of you, this is also coming out because it is going to take